Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how to properly uh, paint your gun if you want to change the color and what to do, because I've seen a lot of guys do terrible jobs, and if you want a quality bang up job that you can do at home, I wanted to throw out the pointers and little knickknacks that you have to have and need and whatever. So stick around and I'm going to show you guys how to paint. Alright, so first of all, you're going to want to have your gun clean. This thing's brand new right out of the box, so hopefully there isn't any oils on it or anything, but you do want to wipe it down with some kind of alcohol or whatever, let it sit, and then after the condensation builds up, get the water off of it and then let it dry before you put any kind of anything on the gun, or you'll have runs, water spots, you name it. You want to use a high quality paint. Don't use something from the dollar store that's like a water base or whatever. You want something thick like a Krylon or a color match or plastic coat or Duplicolor. Any of the higher dollar paints you're going to want to use. First off, once you get gloves on your hands, because you don't want to get any fingerprints on the gun because the paint will not stick. Plastic is very hard to deal with, so you really want to keep oil away from it at all costs. Alright, then what you want to do is, once all that's done, go ahead and tape off your gun, all the little spots that you do not want paint on. Try to use a good tape. Not all tapes are the same because some of them don't like to stick to the plastic. So, yeah, use a good tape. And the tricky part is, if you can't get it all completely covered, that's okay. I'm going to show you a trick how to do that without ruining the paint job. But do your best. Try to get as much covered as you can, and if you mess up a little bit, it happens. I mean, my paint jobs aren't absolutely perfect, even though they do look really good. I'm not bragging, I've just been doing this a while. I'm a certified painter by the IUPAT, International Union of Painters and Allied Trades. So I am a certified master painter, but to help you guys out that don't know at home, that just want to grab a can of paint, this is what we're here for. You want to go down to your auto parts store, get your paint that you want, whatever color you want. I couldn't figure out what color I wanted to paint this, honestly, for a minute. I was thinking all kinds of different crazy things, like kiwi yellow with like blue and gold or something. I don't know. It was crazy. But today we're just gonna do a blue and a red combo. I'm gonna try and do the handle a chrome red, candy apple red. But if it doesn't turn out good, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it a regular, like Ferrari style red. And the gun body itself, I'm gonna do this is Patriot Blue Metallic. It's like a it's almost like a royal blue with some metallic metal flake in it. See how it turns out. I don't know. I was gonna do like 3 different colors across it. I wanted to try to make something really crazy. It's a target pistol, so you know, you really want it to just draw attention because it's a competition thing. But I think I'm just gonna stick to the basics. I'm gonna paint this to match the handle so that there's a few more little accents on the gun besides the trigger and the mag release. So yeah, let's get started. So everything is ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and hang the pistol body to get ready to do blue. If you guys have some chrome, this is really good for a base coat before you do your blue. It'll really make your blue pop. But if you don't, this is almost out. That's why I'm hoping it's enough just to do the handle. If not, then, well, I'm gonna have to go with a different color. But yeah, I'm just going to start with the gray behind it and put the blue over it in a thick coat, and hopefully it pops. If it doesn't, it's kind of my fault and I had it coming. So stay tuned, and we're going to get started hanging on the body. Okay, so to get you started, you want to hang the body somewhere where it's not moving, in a dry place, no humidity, above 70 degrees, or at least humidity as possible, because I am in a very humid state. And you don't want it to move a whole lot. You want it to just stay still, but you want to be able to get around the thing entirely so you can get every little access point. And the same thing with the handle. You want to be able to reach all the way around, up underneath, around every little direction. You want to be able to access it from all sides, and you want to be in an area where there's no dust. And if there is any dust, or moving air even is a bad thing, you really want it to no moving air at all, to almost to where the paint just kind of sits in the air after you spray it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the body, and I'll let you guys sit here and watch. Okay, so what you want to do is start lightly, because if there is any oil on it at all, you want the paint to dry over top of it before you start piling it on, because that's how you get fisheye. Make sure your can is good and shaken up. If it's been sitting around a while, or if it's been sitting on a shelf, or you just got it, make sure you shake it up for a good, at least bare minimum 45 seconds. Do a shake the can like this, because doing it like this is kind of like shooting a BB at a wall. It takes forever to actually get it mixed up, but doing this causes the ball bearing to roll around in the paint at the bottom of the can, causing it to mix up. And once you think you've got it good, go ahead and give her a go. Make sure your tip is clean. You don't want any faults right off the bat. Make sure your tip's primed and there's a good flow going before you start, because air pockets will totally mess you up. Then you just want to gently put a light coat all over the body. Just enough to get it just slightly damp. You don't want to soak it. You don't want it to be totally wet. You just want it to be a light mist so that it'll dry quickly. Because once it's dried, then you can go ahead and start adding the layers more frequently and more heavy. But at the beginning, you kind of want to just mist it on there and let it dry. So that's what I would consider the first coat. Even though it's patchy and whatever, just leave it. It's okay. It's okay if it doesn't look great. You don't really want it to look great. If it looks great, you've got too much paint on it. And then you just kind of let that sit. And while that's drying, we can come over here to the handle. See if I can get enough chrome on it to do the candy apple red. And the metallics are great because they do a lot of coverage fast. So even if you don't have a lot, you can get a base coat on. See, there's a hand mark, there's a thumbprint. This is exactly what I'm talking about right there. See? And you got to be careful with metallics because they go on pretty heavy right away. So that light mist thing that I'm talking about, you have to be even more careful with metallics because they come out heavier because of how much metal is actually in the paint to make it that color. So thank God that's the base coat. We're going to be going over this with the clear metallic blue and clear metallic red, candy apple red, sorry. And any flaws and whatever that we left in the chrome will be covered up by the other one. See, and this is the spots I'm talking about. You got to get all the way up in there. I mean, this is a very cheap gun. I mean, out the door, you're under $100 with CO2s and everything, so that's why I'm doing this to this one. Even though I do like the Avera, I love the gray and red together. It went with the mark point and made the mark point look, you know, more desirable, like you want both of them as a set or whatever. Please, guys, don't knock me about this. I just like I like my own stuff. I like my own stuff custom. You know, you don't want your car to look like the next guy's car. You want yours to be different. If you like a Opel and he likes a Fiat, so be it. Or, you know, a Dodge and a Kia if you want to be more like it. So now that that's drying, got to let the base coat dry a little bit. Now, here's a trick I forgot to mention. If you want a really cool, like, faded, layered drip look without having like the drips that just look really nasty, what you can do is go ahead before it gets fully dry and go ahead and start putting your outer layer on it. And if you put it on thick enough, you'll see that it starts to leave waves as it falls down. Well, you can catch the waves before they turn into drips and turn them into sectioned layers. It looks really cool. So, all right, so let's go ahead and finish the blue on the body. We'll go ahead and do a couple more coats and it should be good to go. So like I said, this is Patriot Blue Metallic. This is, you know, like the American flag blue. I even thought about doing an American flag design on it. Make the handle have stars and stripes, and then do the body red and blue. That'd be pretty cool, but I couldn't come up with a design theme that I liked that went with the flag, so maybe I'll do it later, but right now we're just going to do this. Oh, another thing. You want to have really good light when you do this. You want to be able to see everything because you'll miss spots if you can't see little back areas and whatnot. So like on the sun side facing the door, I've got great light, but back here in the fluorescent lights, it's all faded and I can't see very well. So make sure you have plenty of light when you do this so you can see everything. Now I'm going to go back, and this thing has a really cool silver hammer on it that I don't know if anybody can see in the videos or from the pictures, but it has a silver hammer that it's non-cockable. It has a two-stage trigger, but the silver hammer is just really cool and I don't want to get rid of it. So I'm going to go back and retrieve my silver hammer from this blue, just like I'm going to show you how to get the blue off of the trigger from where you couldn't get tape enough. And when you're spraying in the front, don't spray it directly up the barrel hole. You don't want to do that. You want it to be off at an angle so that you're not getting paint up in the barrel. And don't spray your phone while you're doing it if you're an idiot like me videotaping it. But if you do want your gun to look professionally done, as if you took it to somebody and had them do exactly what I'm doing, take their sweet time with it, put all the coats, this is how you do it, and you can do it at home. And I cannot see this backside to save my life. See, oh yeah, see, I'm totally ruining this side because I can't see it. In certain areas, there we go. And yeah, there I go, spraying my brand new phone. I had to get a new phone, guys, because the videos were just awful and my memory was running out from all kinds of other things. You know, trying to run a business off of a phone is very difficult. Okay, so right now I have an even coat, no drips, nothing. Everything is pretty well laid out. You got a nice gloss all the way around. I'm gonna let that one dry a little bit, because if you go too fast, you'll get a drip. And once you got a drip, you might as well just start over, but even then, you're gonna make it worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So just be patient, take your time. It is very difficult to get it perfect every time. So don't beat yourself up if it's not flawless. Like, I mean, right here, I've got a little bit of the Picatinny rails I gotta fill. And be very light. If you're gonna use like Plasti Coat or one of those, be very light. Don't sit there for more than a half or a tenth of a second on that spot, because you will get drips. And I don't have any real drips on any of my guns unless they were real intentional. Not any of these new ones. When I first started doing this a long time ago, it was like every gun I had was drips, and I just went with it. I tried doing a snowy white camo, and the white dripped into the gray, and it looked awful. It really did. And if you've got the drip all the way down like a theme, and everything is dripping all the way down, like if I've got blue dripping into red, dripping into yellow, all the way down, and it's like dragging, no, that's cool. But if it's like, you know, trying to be perfect, and you got one drip messing up two fades, no, that's not good. Okay, so the handle should be ready to spray with some of the anodized red. So let's see how the anodized red comes out. And don't put your items too close to each other, because you don't want to get overspray from one onto the other, unless you're trying to do an intentional overspray to where you have a little bit of one color sparkling all over the other. I've done that before, where you mist it in the air and you let the particles fall on the wet paint. Like, say if this is wet blue and I want a little bit of red on top of it, you spray it over top of it and let it just kind of fall onto it. And you'll have a really cool red speckle effect. You know what, I might just do that now that I'm talking about it. We might just go there. I don't know. And this is a clear red, so I could go over top of it and it would almost give it a chameleon purple blue effect. You know, I might just do that. I might. But give you guys ideas if you know, everybody's got a different color. Like, I even thought about forest green and brown for the handle. That would have been dope. Like an emerald forest green metallic with like a gold brown with gold in it. That would be really hot. Okay, so I've got a breeze right now. So I'm going to do my best to try not to get this messed up. But I'll go ahead and get you over here so you can see what's going on. So as you can see, it's just very lightly. And it's the same thing with the clear metallics. You want to go really light your first, let it sit, and then you can go ahead and lay it on there. Yeah, I think this is gonna look good. I know it came out really good on the Fusion too, but I felt like I got lucky with the Fusion too. That gun came out amazing. Alright. So it looks like I filled it all in, but really it's still very thin. I didn't go overboard with it. My camera's going a little crazy here. I'll lock that down. Okay, so like I said, you got to get all the sides. But you don't want to, you want it to where you don't have to pick it up and move it at all for the time that it's going to have to dry. So wherever you put this at, it has to stay for at least 24 hours. Do not assume you can take it off in like an hour or whatever and it's cool. You're going to scratch it, you're going to get fingerprints in it, and you're going to be mad at yourself. Let it sit overnight, wherever it is. Now, whenever you do start filling in the color fully, you want it to get to where it looks like the top of water, just ever so completely wet, but lightly. The moment you get there, stop and move to the next spot, because that's the point of drip. Now, this plastic coat dries really fast, so if you're in a hot environment and your paint's drying quickly, the times may differ from whenever you can go back and apply another coat. And of course, always that one under there. And another thing is, it'll give you a false dry effect that it's drying faster than it really is. Be patient. Let it go a little bit longer. Don't just jump on it and be like, oh, it's good now. No. Let it dry a little bit longer. Make sure it's, kind of got a shell on the top of it before you add another coat. And you need to do about 2 or 3 coats on your final, because if you do one, you hit it with your fingernail or whatever, it'll just go right through it. And then after about 2 weeks of complete drying, then you can go over it with a gloss clear if you really want to put a protective clear on top of it. Don't do it right away, because clear will eat through all your hard work and it'll drip and it'll make it look awful. Every time I've ever done clear immediately with the drying paint, cars, buildings, it doesn't matter. It eats through the paint. So wait until your paint job is rock hard, like a diamond, before you go and put your clear on. So let's get back to the blue. And that's no pun intended about back to blue. Let's get back to the blue. You can see it took me, 30-45 seconds to go ahead and put on that, maybe a minute. That's more than enough time in 90-100 degrees to go ahead and add the extra colors. And let's see, as soon as it gets wet, move on. And for the Picatinny rails, this is a flat blade spray. Go ahead and change your direction to get right up in there in the rail. And you want to flat blade the whole side of it, because it's like spreading, peanut butter on the bread. You want to spread it across it evenly. And if you notice while you're spraying, you get a dry spot that's not, reflecting light, it's okay. Just be patient. You can go back over it really quick before it dries, and it'll come right back to normal. So I need to put you guys down so I can finish flopping this other side. Okay. So I notice I keep getting a dry spot back here. Okay, I think we're about there. And if you think you have a gloss and whenever it's done it comes out a flat, don't freak out. Just wait the 2 weeks and go ahead and re-clear it. Sometimes it happens. It's a temperature thing. Sometimes the temperatures cause them to come out a flat color. Like right there. Hopefully I did a good job. Hopefully. I hate whenever I come back a week later and go, huh, how did I miss that? So, now I think I should probably paint the magazine. I'm just gonna go around it real quick with the red that matches the trigger and the magazine release. Like I said before, put it somewhere where you can reach all sides. And since it's a magazine, it's very light, so you may have to get a distance away from it so you don't blow it off of the thing that you're. And don't get it down in the holes where you put the pellets, because you'll have to clean those out, and yeah, you won't be happy. So just to save you the extra trouble. Okay, all right, it looks like the red's ready for another coat over here on the handle, so we're gonna go ahead and get back over to that. Yeah, I see it thin right down here. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. See that spot? That's how you'll know. As it dries, you'll see it come through thin. You'll think you got it on thick enough, but no, as soon as it starts to dry. See, now's the spot where you can really kind of lay it on and not have to worry too much about the drip. Don't go crazy with it though. I'm telling you right now, don't go crazy with it. You'll screw it up quick. This is the part where you'll have so much paint on it that you'll be trying to make a spot a little better, and that'll be it. That'll be the hair that broke the camel's back. You'll be like, oh, I can lay more on it. It's not gonna drip. Yeah, right. That's what you get for thinking. Okay, you guys. Oh, it looks like I got a light spot right there. Yep, right down there. I had a light spot. Okay. Did I get under there real good? I don't know. See, right there, when I just did that, I just put a flat over the whole thing. So I went back over it real quick to give it the wet again, because you can hit it wrong and cause a flat effect and just ruin the whole thing in one swift motion. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and start letting these guys dry here, and whenever I get done, I'll go ahead and do a short on the final assembly so you guys can see. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'd love to hear from you guys. You guys are great. I love all my subscribers. Thank you so much, and till next time.